The project started in like 2017. I was a junior in high school, and there was a senior in high school. His name was Nick Spade. I didn't really know him on a personal level, but I've always seen him, and I thought he was just a happy kid. And out of nowhere, he had ended his life due to mental health issues. And I remember walking into school the next day, and it was the weirdest thing. Nobody was talking about it. Just something in the air was different, and it was horrible. Everybody felt it, but nobody was saying anything. And I was like, dang, like how can I make a difference and do something that I love too at the same time? And I was like, all right, well, I like shoes, I like clothes. I'm gonna make a clothing brand, and we're gonna raise awareness and then donate some of the portions as well. So I went home that night, and it's funny, literally all the designs are written by my finger on this iPad. I'm not even kidding. Like,
to this day, still.
To this day, all the designs are written on this iPad. And then the first mock-up is actually right here. So this was August 23rd, 2017. And it's got like, I just taped all of them up here. Taped them on here. I got the little hang tag on the bottom. It's falling apart. We gotta get this guy framed. But yeah, made the shirts, and then went like a year and a half delivering them door to door. Posted on the Instagram, posted on my personal Instagram. Nothing big. And then about a year and a half later, I started working at Lululemon, and then met Joey. You could tell him the story on this.
So we met at Lululemon. I actually found it kind of funny how we started working there. I started working there, and then like I'm pretty sure you hit up Reggie like, hey, I heard Lulu's hiring.
Which is his sister.
My younger sister who worked there before we did, and we started working there. And I knew Jake had the Happiness Project, and I was like really in love with it because I have the same passions of shoes and fashion as him. And then I came up to him, like would always talk about it with him, like, yo, let me join the team. And he was always like, yeah, maybe, like, we'll see, like, it's kind of my thing. And then one day I was like, you know what, like, I'm going to show this kid that I actually want to be a part of it. So I came up with a list, and I was like, came up with a list of ideas, and I handed it to him, like, yo, like, trust me, like, I want to help out. He's like, all right, fine. Scheduled a meeting, talked about my ideas, and then from there, it kind of just, like, snowball effect. Like, every day we were working together, but then once the summer ended, we had to go back to school. And then obviously with school, him going away to his freshman year at Mizzou, it was tough for us to work together while being apart from each other.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of put it on the back burner. And then that's kind of when quarantine came around.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, you know what, we don't really have anything to do. Let's try to do this, make the best of what we have with it. And then we did, and then it started snowballing again really quickly, especially because of the times that we were in and the brand that we had. It was a perfect match for it to happen.
Yeah.
And it started snowballing really quickly, and then that's when I was like, we need help. We need to bring someone else on. And Jake was obviously, again, like a little hesitant, but then I told him Mike, he had known Mike, and then we had an interview with Mike, sat down with Mike, and then after that conversation with Mike, it was like, all right, let's do this. Like, we have to. And then that's when Mike came.
Yeah, so I'll just touch on my background. So I had known, grown up with Joey my entire life, went to St. James, Hersey with him, a year above him in school. I did know Jake at Hersey. I was a senior when he was a freshman.
Playing basketball together.
Yeah, we played basketball at the RAC, open gyms. But yeah, so I just finished my senior year at Miami, Ohio when quarantine came around early May. Internship plans in Cincinnati got ruined. And so the Flip asked me about joining the team. I come from a background in computer science and also studied business. So they needed someone to basically read the numbers and do the tech side of stuff. I was like, okay, yeah, definitely. I don't got plans for the summer. I still have a semester left of school. Like, this will just be some great experience on my resume for when I go back and start looking for jobs. And then that was the kind of mentality going into it. And then about a month working from mid-May to mid-June, I still wasn't really giving my all, still kind of treating it like a project. But then we started to see our engagement go up across like Instagram, saw a lot of good press with our dye stuff. And then they helped me like change my life around, and like for Happiness Project it was sleep schedule 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. Now like they said, like grinding 9 a.m. to night. And yeah, like school's been in the back of my head ever since we saw that first drop in June, and I couldn't be happier to be working with these guys now.
Oh yeah. one of our big goals in the future is to eventually have our own resources where we don't donate to NAMI, we donate to this Happiness Project Fund, where we have resources in those impoverished communities in third world countries, literally all around the world. We're helping people. And going off the question where you said like what gives us the most joy, we get messages pretty frequently of people like, hey,
every hour.
Yeah, like every day. People are like, hey, like my day was horrible. I saw your page and it just made my whole day better, and now I know there's someone out there for me. And that's really like what we're trying to do. We're trying to get those people who feel like they're trapped and alone to know that there's a community of people feeling the same exact way that they are.
Yeah, to touch off that too is like, I guess the biggest thing for me seeing the community that we built. Like just like we're not making YouTube videos, we're not vlogging, we're not making TikToks, we're literally just posting pictures of clothes and posting like infographics about mental health, and we're building a community just through that. So it's cool seeing the potential that we have with the small community that we've already built, with where we can take it to the next level. And another thing I want to touch on too is what you said about the assembly. I feel like one thing now is why that didn't go well is because this conversation isn't normalized. It's not something people are taught to talk about. It's kind of something like, at least for me, it's always been like, rub some dirt on it, you'll get over it. Whereas our goal is to kind of like make that conversation normal. Make it so when you have a school assembly or like that, obviously we don't want that to happen, but if it does happen, that conversation is normal, and it's an organic conversation that you can figure out how we can start fixing this problem.
And then kind of build off what Jake said about in the future not just donating to NAMI, but being able to provide those resources to impoverished cities around the country, third world countries as well. Kind of like our mission statement, like behind the scenes as a company, is when you ask us where we want to be in 10 years, we don't want people, the average person, to know we make clothes. We want someone to hear Happiness Project and instantly think one of the biggest mental health like communities, resource providers in the whole world. Find out we make clothes on the side. Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, clothes is just the start of what we're building.
What we always say is, like, our clothes are a conversation starter. You see someone wearing it, you either say, like, it's either like, I like that, or it's like, what is that? Where'd you get that?
Project?
What's Happiness Project? So it's just been like, yeah, I don't know. It's just a conversation starter is the way we've always seen it.
And we've seen like people really like what you just mentioned, like wearing clothes that makes them feel good, like selling shirts and hoodies that say good vibes, don't worry, be happy, euphoria, pursuit of happiness. Like wear clothes that project positivity and you feel positive. That's kind of the mindset around that.
First thing that I guess ever happened was Joey sent me a picture of like this half and half split tie-dye, and I was like, oh, this is sick. I've never seen something like this before. And then you sent me like maybe 10 different like I don't know, you can go more into that.
Yeah,
like.
So it kind of started, I saw this company in New York do a split hoodie similar to ours, but I didn't like, it was like dirty, it was like bleeding to the other side, and I was like, I'd wear that if it looked cleaner. So let me just try to make it myself. And that's what I did. I ordered some hoodies. I didn't even order the hoodies, I actually went to Goodwill and just copped a bunch of like different colored hoodies that I could just test the concept with. And I tested it, then I got it down, got a white hoodie and did it, and I sent it to Jake. I was like, yo, we need to make this happen. Like, this looks way better than the other one. So then we started doing that, started testing like with acid washes, and then we put our logos on it, came up with the products, and then we posted it on our Snapchat stories for our friends to see like, hey, who would buy this? And the amount of responses we got from those 2 hoodies that we did was unreal. Like, it was absurd how many people wanted that hoodie. So then that's when we decided, all right, we're going to start cranking out this process and doing them by hand, mass producing them. And yeah, you can kind of go into the whole process of it.
Well, I'll add on to that. We started doing like a lot of stuff with bleach, and we would literally...
You can't use that word.
Special solution we would use. But we would literally have... My dad was pissed. We had 70 hoodies in the backyard, throwing bleach on them left and right, getting these dope... We have like... It took like a while to master these like sick designs, because it's literally like just like kind of like a flick of the wrist like thing to get this like these hoodies looking perfect. All the grass was dead in the backyard. My dad comes out, what the hell? And all the grass was dead, back and front yard. But we literally were out there. There was one day, it was 3 days, and we were tie-dyeing for like 6-7 hours burning ourselves out. We probably did over like 1,500 hoodies in those 3 days. We had like a team of like 10 people just going at it. We did bleach 2 days, special solution 2 days, and then the tie-dye for the other day. And we literally had like a tent out front, people going. It was like 90 degrees out. Everyone's sweating like tie-dyeing these hoodies. But we've slowly learned that it's not good to do it all at once. It's good to do it slowly, day by day, over time. That's also something we've learned about the brand. We used to work 8 a.m. till midnight every day, burning ourselves out, and we've learned that doing that 24/7 is just not good for your own mental health.
Yes.
So we started doing about 3 boxes a day, which is about like 50, 60 hoodies. And I guess, Jones, you want to go into like how we like actually the whole process?
Yeah,
how we make
so
them?
now we got our setup pretty down. We actually have a full schedule with employees, all getting paid legally, full schedule. And so the whole process of a singular tie-dye hoodie is you can't just take the hoodie, go out, dye it. So initially, you gotta take it. We usually do it on this table right here. Gotta fold it up a certain way, accordion style, if you're familiar. Then we have to rubber band it. Do all our boxes, prep them all, and the prep is just the rubber banding. Then after that, we have to take them all, soak them all in a huge tub of solution, which is water and soda ash. And doing this allows the dye not to bleed when you apply it to the hoodies. After you soak them all, you have to individually wring each one out. After you individually wring each one out, you have to individually bag and rubber band them again so the dye doesn't bleed over to the half side that's not dyed. Then the process of dyeing comes in finally, and that process in and of itself is about 10 to 15 minutes. Finally, you got your dyed hoodie almost done. Then you gotta take it, drive to the laundromat, wash it, dry it there, and finally done with that, bring them to our embroidery place to get them embroidered. And that is the process life cycle of a single half and half dye hoodie.
And we actually worked out a deal with the laundromat where we drop off like boxes of like tie-dyed hoodies, and we'll pay them like about $1 per hoodie, $2, and they like take out, throw it in the washer, dry it for us, and at the end of the day we'll go pick it up, and it's just like a huge bag, so it's just like saving time and energy doing that.
We just started doing that recently because now we're bringing 70 to 80 a day to them, and we just don't have the time to be spending 2 hours at the laundromat sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially to touch on what people don't see is we've seen a crazy influx of Instagram followers. We were at about 12,000 when I joined the team in May, and currently we're sitting at about 50,000. And with that influx, because we mentioned we don't do like much vlogs, personal shit about us, you could tell by a lot of the emails and DMs we get, so many people think this is some like big organization with full-time service teams, full-time fulfillment teams. A lot of people don't understand that it's just a few guys doing it out of a basement, like doing the best they can with what they got.
Yeah. It's a learning process literally every single day. Like there's not a day that goes by where there's not some sort of networking opportunity or we learn something new that can help bring the business to the next level. It's like we've been saying
every day there's something.
Every day there's something new.
Yeah. And a lot of the stuff we do, like everything you send on Instagram is done like in-house. We don't hire any like outside designers or anything. Like all the photos you see is taken in that corner over there, the small space we have. So it's just from watching YouTube videos, learning on ourselves, looking at other brands, taking inspiration from other places just to make our brand what it is. And like you're saying, like it's crazy. Like people don't see the work that goes into it, but like one post, because I have to like handwrite all the fonts and everything on Instagram, so like one post could take me like 3 hours just like drawing. Like we had one yesterday where I drew this mountains behind like Nick standing there, which is our like our smiley face. We named it after Nick Spade. But like it took me like an hour just to like draw these mountains, and like it's just like the small stuff that people don't see on the back end that's so tough.